this will be our Master Kim School of Traditional Taekwondo teaching manual. It has two important purposes we have to making this the manual. One, when we have a branch schools, they can verify their teaching method and reasoning with this manual. Also, individually, in our students, after they make a copy of this manual, they can also verify their techniques with this manual. These are our basic two different purposes. At the same time, one benefit we can gain, this will give us the record. If I pass by sometime, then they also can see how Master Kim actually has taught during these days. That's also the meaning of this manual too. So let's start first when beginner join our dojang. Then I usually give the small textbook which they can referring to the rules and regulations. So I all the time ask them to read the rules and regulations. If the small child, maybe their parents can read them. If they do not understand, they can also ask me the questions what their rules is supposed to be. But let's say if somebody who doesn't have time to read the manual, let's come in. Then you should briefly explain how you're supposed to behave within the dojang. And particularly, first teach the chariot and gyeongye. For chariot, when you put together your feet together, completely your feet together. Okay? And then from here, put your hands inside. And then bow. This is a chariot means. And then next to bow is gyeongye. Gyeongye about 35 to 45 degrees without looking at the opponent. That means like that. Okay. You should not do like that. Okay? So when you bow, you got to respect the other person. Therefore, you do not look at each other. Just bow. Okay. And then after you explain to when you get into the dojang, then we bow to the flag. Also, when you get out, you bow to the flag. The reason why we bow the flag, it has been tradition for a long time. In any even ancient dynasties, they had their own flags. They bowed to the flag because training in Taekwondo is not only we train our own self in kicking and punches, also we try to build up a degree of a patriotic mind, thinking about nation. The training in Taekwondo is not only help yourself, also help our nation. That's the reason why we bow to the flag. Okay, because we have two flags, one is the American flag and Korean flag. One American flag, I want to build up your patriotic mind to the United States. But at the same time, we have a Korean flag because we want to recognize where this Taekwondo originally came from. Okay, that's the only meaning. So you don't have to bow to Korean flag, but I want to make sure you bow to American flag. Okay. Then that's what you explain first. Then after that, you explain some simple manner. First two things, important things. You put your hands in here all the time. Your hands in here. Never put your hands on your hip. It is probably acceptable, but again, best way to put your hands in here. The reason why we try to be humble in from the other side. Being a humble yourself does not degrade or make you lower. Being a humble, if you take that attitude, it is good for yourself and then interpersonal relationship too. That this is a good way to show my humbleness. That's the reason why. Only time you put your hands on your hip when the instructor says so. The reason why we put in here because it helps you keep your balance. That's the reason why we put your hand in here. But never put your hand in here, otherwise the instructor says so again. Most of the time you should be putting here. That's what you should teach. And the other one, also your language, two different ways. respect your instructor, your master instructor. Therefore, we all time used our language more respectable ways, such as yes sir and no sir. All the time has to be reinforced that one. The language also reinforce your behavior. Therefore, language is very important. Korean, all the time, when I speak to elders, I speak all the time, yes sir, no sir. My seniors in the dojang or the master instructors, I answer yes sir, no sir. My juniors, same to me. That has been tradition all the time. Because without having respect, you cannot keep our Taekwondo systems. We are teaching sometimes dangerous self-defense techniques. Without having discipline, it is hard to keep our systems. Yeah, that's one of the reasons. Also, without respecting your instructor, you cannot really learn right way all the way. So answering yes sir and no sir is a very important. Okay. So that one you got to teach to the beginners. Now after you explain this brief the manners, what you're supposed to do, then we begin to teach the motions. First one I teach is how to make your fist. One principle in Taekwondo, we try to be natural as possible as we can, natural. So when you make, for example, make a fist, I don't want you to make a really hard, tight one, which is awkward. So make it more natural, or soft way first, and then put your thumb in here, not this way. Looks like it's a fancy many of even black belts I see taking this hand, but it's supposed to not be this way. I want you to be honest, what I call honest, good fist, this way. And then after you make a soft one, and then you can tight. Okay, that's how you make it. And then starting point of punching goes right in here. It used to be in here before when I started more than 30 years ago. In a lot of Japanese style, there's punching this way. But it hasn't changed nowadays because the punching, even middle, you are punching up higher than your belt. And then if you go face, it's even much higher. Therefore, punching goes already high nowadays, starting point. But if you go too much, it is not natural again. So it goes already in here. That's the reason why we start from in this place. And then you have two different principles you can explain. We have one shortcut principle. In Taekwondo, most of the time, we take the shortcuts. We don't go around the ways. Okay, we go shortcut. And all the time we go straight, punching, kicking. Okay, round us kick, we go round. And then 중단 맞기, we go round. But otherwise, most of action we go straight. That way you have more power connected from original place to the where we want to strike or block. Okay, the other principle, we are twisting whenever we go out. Twisting, if we twist in a given same energy, you will have a much effective, powerful result. Such as if you look at the rifle in the hole, there's the lines spin around. Then when the bullet shoot going out from the hole, then it spins. Therefore, it has more power. Therefore, when we punch, for example, we are twisting. Now, the other one now, some body structure in the fist. We are all the time hitting these two knuckles. These two knuckles, all entire this body, two knuckles in here. We don't use the other two knuckles because it has a more angle to this side, and then it's also small, so it's weak. That's the reason why we are using these two knuckles. It's a strong point. Okay? Then many people make this one up or down. Therefore, if you hit this way or this way, you may break your wrist. So you got to straight. Therefore, if you hit striking hard, therefore still you can keep your strength and connect it all the way from here. Okay. Now, if you also hit this way, you are going to hit with this right in here, not in your main knuckles. So keeping it straight is very important. So explain that one, then begin to exchange, rotating your punches one by one, slow first. Why? Because if you ask a punch hard from the first, they want to put your shoulder switch like that. So I want you to make it straight from there, punch, without putting, just to say, instead of punch, just to reach out, rotate. That way they can just switch. Okay, switch. You switch. After you convince you are doing okay, then you can ask, keep more power gradually, one by one. The other way you can prevent not moving your shoulder is you can ask the beginner to stand in front of the wall. Then make a tight distance between your feet to the wall, just enough 2 feet touch your two knuckles on the wall. Then you begin to switch. And that give you advantage. Let the beginners not to extend their shoulders. If they extend, they have to hit the wall. So they cannot really hit if you just stand right there. So from there, they can practice. Gradually again, ask them, then put the power. They may twist their arms and shoulders all the reverse way before, as they go. But when you finish, wind up straight this way. But gradually, they can punch. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. After you teach these punches, where from, how you make it straight, how you twist, if you look at they're doing pretty well, then you can begin to teach 기마세. Now I used to teach 준비 before 기마세, but I find out nowadays 기마세 중단 공격 has a more action orientations. So usually beginner like the action instead of more theory explanations. So that's why I teach the 기마세 first. 기마세, you can ask people why we using terminology. Why? Either myself or any instructors, we can speak English pretty well. They understand English better than Korean. But there's two reasons why we are using Korean terminologies. One, we want to be authentic. We want to use what it has been used for a long time, at least command-wise. That's one way. Second way, if every Taekwondo students using same command words, even wherever you go, you understand very well what we are talking about. So that's the reason why we are using Korean terminology. We can explain that one, why we are using. Even though it may be inconvenient, sometimes people do not want to remember those terminology. But after you get used to it, shouldn't be that much problem. After you explain, let them say after you again and again, such as 기마세, and literally one by one. 기마세. After you say slowly, then you can repeat that one a little bit faster. 기마세. And after you repeat that terminology and then explain what 기마세 means. It's a horseback riding stance. Then horseback riding stance is one of 3 basic motions. Stance, I should say. Then when we have a 기마세, 전굴세, and 후굴세. 기마세 and 전굴세 is a very safe stance. Then 후굴세 is a very flexible stance. Now, 기마세, then how we do it. From here, now you can ask a person, hand on your hip. Now this stance is supposed to be between 2 and 2.5 of my natural stance. Natural stance means my shoulder width. my hand. From this position, therefore, double of this one is about in here. And then half more, maybe this much. So in between anywhere, this one is fine. So I usually take this much. It's number one. So from here, going back again, come on. And then number two is bend your knees. Okay. Number three, open your knees. Okay. And then some of them doing your hips going out. I want you just to make it straight. Okay. This is backing up in here. So for a while, you can repeat a few times. 하나, 둘, 셋. Okay. Then let them practice until they can do it one time, like that. Okay, and then one time. After you make sure they do good kimase, then you can ask punch from here, a few times. After they punch for a while, then you can begin to ask them punch from here. From here. Then why? You got to explain why we do from here. Now, from here, when I punch initially, I just punch without moving this side. Then physically, I'm moving one side, and then the other side I don't move. Then it doesn't harmonize each other. So when I move one side, the other should move together. Then my physical harmony is established there. Then actually, as far as the harmonizing is concerned, it doesn't matter I put my hands in here. So when I punch this side, I can move this side too. But in our form, there's many motions include what I call the catch. Okay? That's the reason why I want you to use in this position. Therefore, when I punch, this one go out, this one come back. That. So after you explain that one, you can begin to practice. So again, with the kimase, and then with the motion together, beginner practice several times until you get used to it. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. Okay, and then sure. Make sure they do a good job. Also at the same time, they stand still this way until they finish their punchings. Many times they gradually goes up, and then they punch like that. You may notice that one. So make sure they keep this one, and then explain how important this position is supposed to be. Because it keeps you more safe to balance. At the same time, you practice muscle in here. About 2-3 weeks, the beginner will suffer very painful around here. Well, this joint in here, but that we need for kickings. So actually, practice your kimase doesn't only help your balance or how to stand, but it develops your future muscles for the kicking too. Around here and around here with vitally knees for front kick or side kicks. That's also the reason why we try to keep this practice again. Okay. After we practice one again and again, we begin to teach the 준비. Now, you can say after him, 준비. 준비 is a ready motion. Ready motion, when you do the name itself, we try to be ready for next motions. When you do that, important keyword is concentration. I want to concentrate my mind and then my body for next motion. When you do concentrate, try to forget everything else like you do meditation. Then how we do it that way. From here, our first to emphasize how to carry your hand motion first. Okay, suppose you have a wet towel in your hand, and then from here you squeeze. Again, because of two-step principle, I notice many people are going from this way, but shouldn't be this way. You just start from here. And then make a soft, like since you have your hand and wet towel in your hands, you don't have to tight from the first. Make it soft. Make it soft. Well, you don't have to open your hand. Just just soft hand from here, and then gradually twist your hand. Now, when you go down, your distance from between your fist supposed to be 1 fist distance from your belt is also 1. Then you make it kind of a circle with your arms. Okay, from here again, squeeze down, circle. Then philosophically, I'm squeeze down my mind when I squeeze my hands. At the same time, I wind up in this position, make a circle. Therefore, I'm holding my mind too instead of splitting out. The sum you can see from here like that. It doesn't have the philosophy behind it if you do that. So I want you to be, hold it, make your gradual circles. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Now, next one, your feet. Explain from here, starting from together. Raise it up about knee level, and then hold your natural stance on your toes first, and then heels down. The 3 different steps. Again, from here, 하나, 둘, 셋. Okay, the reason why it doesn't really that much difference from here to here goes down. So from here, 하나, 둘, you could do that. But however, try to match. First reason, try to match with your hands. There's 3 different steps we have in hand steps. I probably show you only 1 step, didn't I? Okay, let me go back to your hands again. Since we have a lot of catching position, we are one of starting point punch, whether we do punch or whether we do 준비, I want to have the same starting hand position. That's why we start from here. Okay, 1, and then 2, and 3. Okay, your hands. Again, as far as the squeeze your mind is concerned, we don't have to go through any place. Just as far as we're coming from here, that's fine. The only reason why we want to start same place, that's why we want to start from here. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Now let's go back to our feet again. Since I said I want to consistent with my arms, 3 motions, that's the only reason why we go from here to here. But more important reason is I want to keep my balance well. In Taekwondo, with any martial art, keeping your balance is very important. So if we go keep our center gravity as long as we possibly can, then it help you, it contribute better balance. So that means we don't walk this way all the time. We all the time put your feet together and then walking. Why? We are trying to keep our center of gravity right in here all the time. Then it's easier to keep your balance. Because of that, if you're coming from here, sliding down, then we are keeping our center of gravity longer than from here to going out. Okay, that's also the reason why we're coming out from here to here. So that reason is used to, when we walk, we used to walk this way too, some style. But I don't think that was really necessary. It was too much. That's why I ask my students walking now this way, without lifting up. But again, it may not be consistent, but at least I like to keep the 준비. It was supposed to be a long time ago. So first again, raise up in here, 2 and 3. After students practice a lot of times, now, 2, 셋, you can combine together from here, 하나, 둘. Make sure my hands is pushed up, and then heels slightly up, and then down. That way, I finished my stance and my action at the same time. Same time principle is also important. When you step, you're supposed to finish your action at the same time. For example, when I step in front step, 전골세, and then 중단 공격, stomach punch, I don't do first step and then wait for a while and punch. What I supposed to do from here, step at the same time, punch. When I finish my hands together. The same reason. When I finish my step, I finish my hand. So therefore, one more time. 준비. one, 하나, 둘, 셋. When I finish my heels down and together. Let them practice that one for a while. After you convince he's doing good, 준비, then we can combine together 준비, 기마세, 중간 공격, such as first floor, period, 경례, then starting from 준비, 하나, 둘, 셋, 기마세, 중간 공격, 하나, 둘. Okay, when you do that one, you may slightly up your heel from this position, and then when you punch, you can put your heel down. The same logic applies here too. When I finish my heel, I finish my punch together. One more time. From here, okay, and then punch. 하나, 둘, 셋, 셋, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. After finish, 준비. Okay, sure. That is kind of, if you have 1.5 hours or 2 hours in first lesson, will include all those things. From the how to make a fist, how to get 기마세, and then punches, and then 준비. Now combine 준비, and then 기마세 중간 공격, return to 준비. Cycling that lessons. The second lesson start with 전골세. Okay, terminology start from 전골세. 전골세. That's a front stance. Or you can say mountain climbing position. The shape itself looks like a mountain climbing shape. You can say either front stance or mountain climbing positions. Starting point is starting from natural stance fine. Then let person hand on your head. From here, I usually go first left side. So moving your left foot, touch the right one, and then going out. I have to explain the distance first. From here to here is the same distance we have natural stance. In other words, this distance. And then from this one to front to the back is the same distance with this distance, 기마세 distance. In other words, it comes out 기마세 distance in here. So when I come back in here, again, this side I usually call wide or width. This I call long or length. That's what I call. So width supposed to be your shoulder width. Length supposed to be between 2 or 2.5 times what I explained before. That's the size first. And then your angle, this one's supposed to be straight. But I don't want you to go over straight, then you have to lift your heel. So you got to straight. The other one, back side, lock your knees. Don't bend it like that. Lock your knees. The angle of your foot is supposed to be some limber person, very flexible person, who can go straight. But it's almost impossible to average person. I can go allowed about 30 degrees, a maximum 45 degrees. But don't go more than 45 degrees. The reason why is front stance supposed to be support to front
Go straight forward. If you go more than that, your angle going wide, you are not going to support to the front strongly. And then your concentration goes spread to wide. Okay? That's the reason why you got to make that angle straight. The hand on your hip, going down, straight your shoulder, and then coming back. Same reverse course, like that. So after you practice, practice one person for a while, and then good, same distance, back up, same way, and then we can try the other side. You don't need to explain anymore because you already explained every principle. Touch it, and then go. Straight, then back. Now, so after people practice one for a while, they can practice. Let me show you the side how it works. From here, goes out, and then straight. Goes back. The other side goes out and straight. Goes back and way. After we practice that one, we extend the both sides. That means we will begin to walk. From here, one. Try to keep your same height. Coming up, slightly up, maybe fine. And then going the other side. Same way. One and two. Okay? So beginner can practice that one all the way, back and forth, back and forth. Let me go from here to that side then. From here. 하나. Come up. 둘. Come up. 셋. Okay, that way. So after you get used to it, then next one is to how to walk by twisting. That's the second step in the jungle set. Again, let people take a hand on your hip. And since we are on left all the time, first, then put your feet straight. Then you can teach either way. You can go from the first about 45 degrees the angle this way, or you can, if a smaller one, like a 7 or 8, maybe this is easier because whenever they call 45 angle like that, it's difficult for them. But as an adult, you can try to start from the 45 degrees. But or the 8, 9, and 10, you can go just straight. That's fine too. Either way. So either way is this way or this way is fine. And then from there, let this one go straight where you had it before, this position right there. So going from here straight. The important thing is your weight is still in here. Your majority weight depends on here. And then your angle of your foot didn't twist it. You should keep it this way. And then try to lock your knee in here. The hand on your hip, you're looking straight. And then when you pivot, you got to pivot at the same time. Okay? When you pivot, try to maintain same shape what you had before. Okay? One more time. Coming back from here. Make a number. 하나. Okay. 둘. 셋. Make the same angle, you got to keep it. Then let them practice the other side now. From here, same. 하나, 둘, 셋. You maintain the same one. So after practice both sides, then we can either you can independently practice both sides, or you can just walk at the same time in practice, such as from here. 하나, 둘, 셋. Okay, let them go through. Now when you ask them step, make sure this foot goes here as a shortcut instead of going like that. should be straight. Shortcut way and put together and twist. And then 둘. Okay, 셋. Okay, again. When you go, I don't want you to go round up. You should go straight shortcut. 하나, 둘, 셋. Good. That way we can practice again and again. When you handle, sometimes 5 years old, 6 years old, is twisting is difficult. Then you don't teach twist. I will tell you when I teach the 하란막기. Again, it's very, very small. Then twisting is a very hectic, very difficult to teach to them. So if you have a 7 or 8, I think it's possible you can teach. Now, when you teach this twisting, you have to explain why we twist. Okay, why? Because if you step without twisting, then you cannot generate that much power. If you twist, you can generate your power from your hip and shoulder all together. Particularly, if you combine with any motions, then twisting is very vital. That's one of the major difference between Taekwondo and Karate. Karate, they don't emphasize that much twisting. Taekwondo, we try to emphasize twisting. Therefore, more practically, we can support our blocking punches or more powerfully. So that's one of the major difference in Taekwondo. So make sure the reason why we twist, okay? You can generate much more power. Your hip and shoulder can support your blocking punches. After you explain reasons why, and then after you practice twisting step by step, and then next one you should now begin to teach how to turn around. Again, teaching turning around comes after you practice this twisting. After first, let's say 1 and 2 and 3. Now you reach the end of the wall, you got to twist. Then you may say, there's possibly 3 ways you can turn around. 1, I can go this side. Second, I can go the other side. Or third way, I can tumbling around. This way, if we have done any acrobat motions. But we got to turn easiest ways possible. Now, if you analyze the 3 motions, because what I call right now as a left side 전골세. If I stand this one, I call right side 전골세. So it doesn't matter which one we have. Let's put in the right side 전골세 since I stand this way. Then, because of my body structure, if I want to turn this way, then it's more difficult. If I turn this way, it's easy without even changing my foot. So if I have right side 전골세, your direction should be turn left. If I have left side 전골세, then I should turn right. So that's what I call turning right, this side. Then, so it's kind of opposite. So the second way you can explain, your back legs coming into the front. So since I stand with the left side 전골세, I'm going to turn to the right. But at the same time, bring your back leg inside, such as number 1. This is number 1. Then we already done half twist. From here, 2, same thing what you done. 3, twist. If I stand right side, 전골세, then it goes opposite ways. I turn left, bring my same way, my back foot comes to the front. So from here, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, from here, if I turn in your place without going further, I move up more that side. From here, if I want to turn again, I stand left side triangle set, so I turn right. Bring my back one to the front. 둘, 셋. Okay? So if I go turn more and more all the time, I may wind up to that side. Okay, that's how we teach how to turn. So we practice triangle set first, and then how to step by twisting, and then we learn how to turn. Next one, we begin to practice. After you make sure the person doing pretty well, then we begin to teach the 하단 맞기. We combine 하단 맞기 with triangle set because they're easy to practice together. It's a good combination. Our ancestors a long time ago, they combined that way. That was the best combination they had. That's why we all the time combine when you teach first time 하단 맞기 with the triangle set. So first, make it this among the 3 steps, 4 steps, like this is almost lifting up 45 degrees. Then your hands down, and then hands up. When you do 하단 맞기, again block to down, then blocking arms are supposed to start to the upper part. Okay, so therefore we starting from right beside your ear. Right beside your ear. Okay, not too touching but not too far, and close by. And then toward your ear. Okay, from there I put this one near your belt level. Squeeze yourself. Therefore you put this one downward. Therefore you can this one again coming back. If you put this way, you can come half twist. If you put this way, you do not twist it at all. That's why you have to put down. And also same reason, this one has to be toward your ear. Therefore, when I block down, I can twist. Okay, that's the reason why we do. So from here, 하나. Okay, 둘, same way, and then 셋. Now, I don't want to ask the person to block outside their body. You don't need to. So stay right over your knee. From here, 2 fist distance approximately. 2 fist distance from both. So right in here. And then many times when they do 하단 맞기, the habit is important. They do come over here. So let them all time touch. Whenever they punch and block, the hands is supposed to be touching here. Otherwise, if they are hanging around, I all the time call looks like a loosen the bolt. Somehow it doesn't look like a right or tight. So all the time, make sure in here. One more time. From here, 하나, look clearly that side. Bend your both knees. Okay, then 둘, then twist at the same time, switching your weight from here to front leg. From back to the front, at the same time, block. Set. Okay, make sure this one, 2 fists up. Okay, now we can go next side. Now, keep looking that side, bend both your knees. 둘, 셋. Okay, you can turn around. 하나, 둘, 셋. 하나, 둘, 셋. around. 하나, 둘, 셋. Now, that's how we teach 전골세 하단 맞기. I told you before, when you teach 5, 6 years old, it's hard to teach twisting. Then what are we supposed to? After they learn how to walk, at least they should know it's walking. It's not really difficult. They usually follow what you can do. After you teach them on the youngsters, And then, without teaching the twisting, let's combine with the hadan makki. That means, let them start straight this way. Straight side, and then teach them how to make their fist in here and here. And then block, let them do this way. Then it's much, somehow they picked up pretty well. So from here, one here. You don't have to explain from here. You got to go out, toes up, and then what we teach to the adult. Just to go straight from here. 하나, 둘, 하나, 둘. If you teach that way, practice a lot of times, they usually follow pretty well. Again, particularly youngsters usually teach. And then you can also turn around. 하나, and 둘. 하나, and 둘. So usually they can follow. Now, after you practice 전물세, 하단 막기 for a while, they do pretty good, and we teach 상단 막기. Okay, 상단 막기 is blocked to the up. 하단 막기 was blocked to down, therefore blocking arm start from the up, because the 상단 막기 is blocked from down to the up, so we start from the bottom. So same reason, now you got to explain where that hands goes. Straight this way, you show this one upper part, this one is the lower part, down. From here, going the same way we stepped before, again, 전골세 and 상단 막기 is the best combinations. It's easy to learn because you're twisting your body. From here, you go straight up. Make sure, again, tight in here. And then you are making about 35 to 45 degree of angle. And then cover all the way this side. Now, if I show you from here, 1, 2, 3. Many people, they do like that. Then also many people, they have your wrist like that. So about 3 things is important. You got to make sure you cover first. I think the reason why they put it in here because worrying about whether they can see it or not. So make sure you cover here. Still, you can see through pretty well. Don't worry about them to worry about whether they can see it or not. So cover all the way. Second important thing, make sure that wrist is straight. Many of them, I said, they do like that. So I want to make the wrist straight. Okay, so from here, and then the other one, make sure this position is right. It's up, it's on down. Same reason I explained before, we should twist. Here, 1, 2, 3. Okay, make sure it's a cover all the way. Now, when you teach this 상단 막기, you got to explain the 3 ways you may be able to do it when you block up. First one, straight this position without twisting, go straight up. And then even without making any slop. Then you have the most resistance from the block. Because you are not going out, so you're blocking it straight. But if you twist your body, at the same time, if you put this way, you do a little bit better because you are twisting out. So opponent coming to you, try to avoid the direction of your attack. So in that sense, a little bit better. At the same time, if you do not twist, but you make it slap, that is a little bit better too. But ideal, best way to do, you twist your body, so you are pushing opponent attacking direction from the side. At the same time, you're making slap. Then that's the easiest way to do it. From here, So again, do not let people do straight up or this way, or straight up or this way, or this way. Best way is outside, making slap. Yeah, that's what we're supposed to be teaching in 전골세 and 상단막기. So after you practice that one again and again, that must be more than enough for your second lessons. 하단막기 and 상단막기. Sometimes 하단막기 probably is more than enough. And then 상단막기 for third class. If you see the person is doing pretty well, by the time you can begin to practice the final one of three major stands, 후굴세. The 후굴세 we teach is last because the people should get used to it, safe stance first. The 후굴세, as I said, is a very flexible stance. 후굴세 we call either back stance, literally speaking, is a back stance. Or sometimes we call free fighting stance. Like I said, 전굴세 is a mountain climbing position. 후굴세 sometimes we call free fighting stance because when you do free fight, we stand in 후굴세 a lot of times. But when you do free fighting, it's not necessary to stand all the time. Free fighting stance, you can have a 전굴세 too. You can have a 기마세 too when you do free fighting. So occasionally you can do it, but people may misunderstand. Again, you can do stands, any of these stands in free fighting. But many times, because of flexibility, we stand is 후굴세. Now, how we go then? Hand on your hip. And from here, try to switch this one to the 90-degree angle. If I go this way, make sure this one, this heel will touch right edge over here. So don't go inside too much, don't go outside of here. Match the heel to heel. And from there, 1 and 2 and 3. So you have about 2 feet or 2.5 feet in between is fine. So I take it usually about 2.5 or 2 feet. Okay? So that's the first step we should teach. Again, from here, match the heel to heel, or 2.5 or 2 feet in between. After that, you bend your knees, you make angles, and then you bend your knees, the front one too, the second. Third, you let your heels lift about thumb thick, very slightly. Then your body goes not flat, is unnatural, or a little bit toward this side, but still almost straight. I don't want you to go more than 30 degrees over here in the 45 degrees, then you expose too much. Then it doesn't accomplish the original purpose why we stand to the side. The reason why we stand here, a lot of vital points of your body, like what we call very important point. Like this kind of what we are aiming. And here, what we are aiming. There's a lot of in the front side. Therefore, when I stand toward my opponent, if I stand side, then I can hide this side. That's the reason why I stand this side. So if I go more this way, then it doesn't accomplish the original purpose why we do that. Now, going back to the stance. When I stand here, my center of gravity, as you see right in here, goes right in here. That means about 1/3 distance, total distance 1, 2, and 3. My center of gravity should be right in here. Many instructors misunderstand the 후굴세, and sometimes they call cast stance, like this one. This is a different stance. I do not want you to understand 후굴세 is a cast stance. And then they try to teach this all, your body has to be dependent here. No, it's not necessarily so. Okay, from here, again, as far as your center of gravity goes 1/3, that's fine. I don't want to stand like that. Many of them squeeze too much to the back. It should be right in between. So let people practice that one again and again. 1 and 2, 1 and 2. The other side, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. After that, you can teach them how to walk. Same as from here, 1 and 2, switch, 1 and 2, switch, 1 and 2. Then teach how to turn. The same principles. I don't have to explain the detail. From here, back one goes to front, turn around, 1, 2. Okay, again, turning, back one goes front, 1 and 2. Okay, 1 and 2. Switch, 1 to forward, 1 to forward, okay, 1 to forward. Then turn. Okay, 1 to forward, turn. Okay, so after you get used to this Google set, we began to introduce 중단 맞기. All the middle block we call 중단 맞기 is a circular block. Okay, it is the kind of deviation from the shortcut, what we call the straightforward punching and kickings. So when you start, practice explain how to make the position. First you have one eye level down, the other one is the belt level, then both arms downward. And not this way, many people doing that one. Absolutely not the other way, but both down. Therefore, this one twist this way, this one twist back. Okay? So from here, I break down usually 3 steps. 1, this one, 2. Okay, you can see about shoulder or in between shoulder eye level, almost eye level. From there, 3. When you do, since we practice Hugurse a lot of times, a person should be able to do Hugurse pretty well. At the same time, when you do 중단 맞기, make sure it's not too close or not flat, right in between. Means it's a 90 degree in here, and then the end of my fist comes to my eye level. Okay, so from here, 1, 2, 3. Now, then while we are raising up here, I said 중단 맞기 circular motion. So if I do not make an intermediate step, people will do just to go straight, like that, instead of going round up. So when the beginning teaching stage, we should go through 1, 2, 3. When you do that one again and again, then when they do fast, they should be able to make a circular motion. From here, 둘. Okay, that's important. You got to explain why we do that. Why we go from 1, 2, and 3. But I do not want to make it too high, therefore coming down like that. I don't want to do that way. But I don't want to do this one either. So I should logically go, make a round, and go slightly going up from here to down. Same as 주도 중단 맞기, same way. When you teach any 중단 맞기 should do circular motions. In the outside, we go this side. So we'll explain that one some other time. But right now, just concentrate 중단 맞기. Again, from here, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. After person get used to it, let people repeat faster now. 하나, 둘. 하나, 둘. Same as the other side. 하나, 둘, 셋. 하나, 둘, 셋. Okay, from here, now one motion. 하나, 둘. 하나, 둘. Let all the time person look at that side. Again, make sure it's not too flat. Many people are doing that one. Then almost say, in fact, my hands are going out, I tighten up. Same way if I do a little bit flatter, looks like it's loosened up. So 90 degree, tight. 하나, 둘. Okay, let's take a break. After we finished all the 3 steps and then 3 blocks, we should begin to teach how to punch with the 전골세. For example, we practice already 기마세 and 중단 공격. But now we're going to practice how we do 전골세 and 중단 공격. 중단 공격 means stomach punch. So from here, there's 3 steps involved. Okay, 1. It doesn't matter actually this one, the other one, but I usually start from left and first. So 하나, okay, razor in here, okay, and then 2 and 셋. Okay, from 준비 position, 하나, 둘, 셋. If you teach from the first, from here, at the same time, then beginner begin to confuse. They cannot really hit it from here, hard punch at the same time, good stance. That's the reason why you got to let beginner first, step first. Then good stance, from here reverse push to your body and punch. 하나, 둘, 셋. Now, after you practice for a while, then you may be able to ask beginners to practice at the same time. From here, 하나, 둘, 하나, 둘. Okay. From here, 하나, 둘, 하나, 둘. But make sure you step first before you combine it at the same time. Before we apply at the same time principle, you got to let beginner step first and then punch. Step first and punch. And then if you see they were doing pretty good, then ask, now you are ready, so you can do at the same time. And that's what you can do. So after they practice at the same time, step and punch for a while, then you teach how to turn around. For example, from here you punch the same time, you want to turn. Then, all the way same way, like we did the 하단 맞기. This way, same way, we turn same direction. But this one all the way. Then punch. This one all the way. And punch. Okay, that's how you should teach how to turn around. Again, from here, punch, all the way, punch. Alright. So practice one, 전골세, 중단 공격 for a while. Now, it's time to practice 앞차기. 앞차기 is a front kick. 앞차기 has a many different advantages. So before we do that, practice 앞차기 준비 means front kick ready motion. Same as the before in the 하단 맞기 with the 전골세, starting point is the same. But this time instead of putting 하단 맞기 this way, we put together your hands close to your eye level. If I go left side go out first, the left hand go outside. Then close your hands. And then out. Then practice block. Again, I don't do in this case straight out, too wide, just to make it flexible enough in a 하단 맞기. It works both ways. One, I practice 하단 맞기 both sides. For second, more primary reason here, I try to keep my balance. Instead of I do here, I do here. That way, when I lift up my... Now, when we put down in here, it will give you a good secure balance for you. I will show you one more time. From here, your eye level, out, and then block. And then give you a good balance for you. The other side. Now the other side, when I go this one, then my right hand go outside. Then out, block. And that's what we call 앞차기 준비. 앞차기 준비. After you teach the 앞차기 준비, turning is the same as before. One more time. 하나, 둘, 하나, 둘. Turn around. 둘, 하나, 둘, 하나, 둘. Alright. After that, we begin to explain your foot structure. Usually I recommend either big rail or any pole. You should take the beginner. And then because of like a baby, you cannot walk before you crawl. So keeping balance is important. So to totally concentrate your foot shape, you don't have to worry about your balance. So let students depend on the wall or depend on rail. Therefore, you don't have to worry about your balance, but totally concentrate your foot shape. That's the reason why I recommend first. It depends on the wall or depend on rail, depend on pole. That's fine. After that, explain your foot structure. The front stand, front kick, the 앞차기 is supposed to be all the way down. Then keep toes up. All the way down, keep toes up. To do that, sometimes I recommend students can stand on your toes. Like that. Then make it straight your ankles. Up and down. Up and down. Or even walk into place. Then make sure the toes up and then ankles are straight like that. After you practice this one for a while, and then you can make a 전굴세. So if you stand right side 전굴세 besides, then you practice left side kick. So if you want to ask to practice the other side, then you should turn around and then stand this side. And then you can practice. All the time practice outside is better because now if you practice one, you may bother with your poles or walls. So outside is much safer that way. Okay, now let's start from the left side. Depend on wall. Don't emphasize the height first. Okay, just to emphasize all your foot shape. As you go swing by, straight up, and then make this shape. Ankles down and toes up. So from here, swing back and forth. Sometimes it will be very difficult, a beginner, to keep that one. So therefore, you got to make sure about swing up in here, lock your knees, and then make the shape, and then coming down. And then support it and then watch it, and then coming down. And then gradually, you can go up. Okay, go up. Swing up and higher. Almost try to touch your shoulder. But again, don't give any impression. A beginner should go high too much. Then they lose the important shape. Most important shape is in here. And then you practice the other side. And practice same way. In here, make sure the good ankles down, toes up. Practice for a while. Gradually, go higher and higher and higher. Alright. After you practice that one for a while, then 앞차기. We usually teach 앞차기 4 different steps. From here, same way, 하나. Make sure in that position you got a good shape. Don't make it this shape in here. Then when you kick, you got to change in the course. You got to change it. Then make it more difficult. So if you have from the first this shape, then it's much easier to go straight out. So that's number one. You have to have a straight your body. Again. Okay. 하나, straight your body. Then 둘. And then you can support this one. Look. 셋. Okay? 넷. One more time. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷. After practice for a while, and change the other side. Same way. 하나, make sure this one good shape. 둘, support, and then stop and everything is a make sure. And then coming back, 3 and 4. After students practice on for a while again, then you can eliminate number 1 step, number 2 will be number 1. For example, from here, number 1, 2, 3. However, if you do not emphasize, then students begin to kick from here instead of over here. In other words, you go to pass through previous number 1 step all the time. In other words, going through this position. But if you do not emphasize going number 2 step, then just they kick from here like that instead of they kick like that. But make sure you go up in first, even though you don't stop there. You go through right away. One more time. 둘, 셋. Yeah, that's how you're supposed to teach. Now, after beginner practice their kicking on the wall like that all the time, then you can come back, combine together how you do 앞차기 준비, and then 앞차 올리기, and then 앞차기. Let me demonstrate again. From here, from 준비. 앞차기 준비. 하나, 둘. Now, 앞차 올리기, and step. 하나, twist, and 둘. 하나, twist, and 둘. Okay? After they practice that one again for a while, then practice 앞차기 준비 and 앞차기. Over here. 하나, over here. 하나, 둘, 하나, and 둘. Okay, make it all the time accurate. One more time. From there, from 준비, 앞차기 준비. 하나, 둘, 하나, and 둘. Okay, that's how you should practice all the time. Again, it's not too much emphasize. Again and again, the shape. Height, power is not important. First the shape, and then gradually you can increase power and height. As far as you can kick accurately, your stomach level, that's more than satisfied. When I see sometimes a black belt test, Basai requires side kick. And somehow, mentally, people try to kick high. They're looking good. But the shape goes like that. That is not worse. Kicking side, middle level, but good side kick shape, I really prefer that way. So I want you again, emphasize good shape first, before any power or height. Alright, so that comes to front kick. So after you finish the front kick, you can begin to practice side kick too. In between, you may teach even Kicho Il Bu or sudo 하단 맞기 too. But it doesn't matter which one comes first. But because you got to practice a front kick a lot of times in a one class, let's say you have 1 hour or 1.5 hours, you do not let beginner practice front kick all the way through from 1 hour or long. You got to let practice blocks, or you can practice kicking, come back to the punches again, 전골세, 중단 공격 for a while, and then go back to front kick for a while. So it has to be combined, certain steps and punches together with the front kick. But I do not, again, want just punching all the time and then kicking all the time. You got to combine again and again. Alright, let me go through how we start for 기맛의 옆차기 준비. When you do 옆차기, same as we did 앞차기, you start with the stance first. So from 준비, 기맛의 옆차기 준비, starting same position with 앞차기 준비. But instead of going 앞차기 준비, we go 기맛의 inside the stance. From here, one step, going up, and then 둘. When you turn around, teach the other side. One, and turn around. Okay, step all time. Let's the forward step go in front of you. Some instructor teach the back. I want to unify the front. That's how I learned. I want to keep that way. So forward, raise up, out. Turning around, same way. Out, turn around. Okay, forward, up, flat. The other side, turn around. One, two. Up, 둘. Turn around, 둘. Okay, whenever you return to 준비, all time, right one move to 준비. Teach 기맛의 옆공격. 옆차기 준비, I'm sorry. 기맛의 옆차기 준비. So after we practice, now it's time to introduce 옆차기. Same as I did before, you go to pole. Well, I prefer actually rail. Well, let's start from here. Front kick position was your ankles all the way down and toes up. This time, ankles all the way up. Keep your toes without moving your trunk, your leg. Just moving your ankles inside. So if you see the shape, then you got to explain why. Let me try to explain. Now, if you put all the way from the front position, actually it was in ball part, I didn't mention before. If you put all the way up, then go inside, then you begin to hit the heel. Then, from here, if you put down, then you begin to contact your edge this side. So you keep your more sharp contact instead of a dull or the pop. That's the reason why it's supposed to be down. Okay, again, so from here, down. Okay? So after you explain, if this rail is better, from here, position, one, close out, and then when you swing up, make sure this one down in good shape. Okay, so from here, swing, back, and out. The other side, I can go one, swing, going out. Again, make sure fundamental important thing is this one. I don't want you to keep it high. That's the important thing is this one. Don't go like that and then down. This is a fundamentally important. So from here, again, swing. Probably I'll show it this way. You can see better way. From here, one, two, down. Just let people practice on back and forth, both sides. And then after that, you can combine from this position. From 준비, from here, side stretch out kick. Again, and important thing is the good shape. You don't have to go high. One, two, and then three. Small. Around. One, two. Small. 준비. Okay, you got to combine 기맛의 옆차 올리기, both sides. Then gradually you can go and higher both sides. Alright. After you finish 기마세, 옆차 올리기, then you can begin to practice same as before. How actually do side kick? Same way. If you go from here, either you can do either way. You can step by step, or you can go straight to the side. Let me show you two different ways. Now, if you go step this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Same way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You can go back and forth, or you can ask, stand by to the side. Okay. 하나, okay. 둘, 셋, 넷. You can do sideway too. So let students practice either this one or this one, both sides. It can be learned two different ways. So that's how we teach 옆차기. Well, again, most important thing is shape. Nothing but shape. Then some individuals, because they are flexible, they can go high from the first. Some individuals, they can go low. Actually, we prefer high. It looks better, but still, more important is your shape. Lock your knees. That has to be done all the time. So after they do that one, you may begin to introduce 후굴세 수도 하단막기. Now, you may bring students come to the back and then explain first how you make a sudo. If you try to emphasize ideal shape with the 반수 and sudo together, many of them make wrong hands like that. So to the beginner, you may just forget about 반수 since they are not going to practice until green belt. They just you emphasize your sudo first. Make sure you explain sudo. You are using from this line and to this line all the way up to these portions. From this, here's a bone. From bone to the line, all the way. And then tuck your thumb right in here. And then make it tight and then straight. And then from there, try to people make the shape. And then from the about 전골세 twisting position, let them strike a few times if you have a back. From here, this position, going, strike. And then when you strike, we don't go straight. Then it hits your fingers, so it vibrates by itself. So what you should do, Arabic, go outside, and then it hits only the main portion of sudo. So from here, like that. So let students practice both sides. Twist both sides, and then coming back, so they know what sudo is for. Such as you can explain, like there's rifles, guns, and cannons, all different kind of the weapons we have. Same as sudo. Probably I should have some pop. Then when I hit the strike to the side of the neck, in both sides is very, very convenient for you. Instead of going round and punch, it's not convenient, it's a more powerful weapons we can use it. So you should explain the purpose, why we are using sudo. So again, in different occasions, you are using different part of your body to strike. So many times it is a very useful, but sometimes the sudo is a very useful technique. When you strike the neck, around even the face from the side. So after you explain that one, now begin to show how you do sudo haramaki. So far what I have done, explain how to make your sudo. Straight. Again, forget the kwanzu part. They will confuse. And then and then demonstrate how to actually use sudo against certain bag or certain target, and then explain what part of body we should use it when you do sudo. After that, you begin to teach sudo hadanmaki. Starting from same place, we combine, has been traditionally all the time combined with the pugulse and sudo hadanmaki. So hadanmaki, before we start here, only difference is you just open your hands, and then you put your hands straight. Now, from the straight, just bend a little bit, the flexible enough for your hands. Okay? So from here, all in slow motion, make a good stand. At the same time, put your hands up, right in the middle, protected, from the middle, and then two feet up, right in here. So from here, if I do already fast motion, push your body, reverse. Okay. I usually do instead of flat, a little bit down. That's what I do. Okay, from here, okay, a little bit flexible from here, then block. And from here, then block. Okay. So, and then after you let them practice one by one, practice with the steps. From here, 하나, 둘, 하나, 둘, 하나. 준비. Okay, now, if you practice up this point, before we go to sudo 중단막기, you should introduce Kicho Il Bu, 돌려차기, roundhouse kick, after they practice Kicho Il Bu. But let's tape it first, how we do the roundhouse kick, and then we are going to learn Kicho Il Bu over there. So, Andy, why don't you stay in this way, in here. Andy Hazelet is a very dedicated student in the first degree black belt now. So I'm going to use him as a model. From there, we have 6 different steps I usually teach in the 돌려차기. Then number 1, go up, this one, and then front kick position. Now, even before, sure, your foot shape, there's practically we do as a side kick position, actually kicking inside it. But supposed to be in between, from here, front kick position and side kick position. From the side kick position, if we go all the way down, that is the ideally good roundhouse kick position. For many people doing as a side kick position, hitting with the striking here. But again, you can do right in between, from here all the way down, inside. That's fine. Also, many times nowadays in the Taekwondo tournament, they're also hitting with your instep strikes too. So if you do that, try to hit the instep, then you should hit like a front kick position, but not toes up, but just toes down all the way. There's 2 different ways you can strike. But what's supposed to be in between, like that, that should be roundhouse kick position. So why don't you try to make that shape and rise up here. Number 1 step. Number 2, twist, same place. And then as you see, in hitting this one at 45 degrees, from here, okay, to all the way here, right in between, in 45 degrees. That's number 2. Let's go back from the first. Okay? Yeah. All the way in, close the wall. Okay. 하나, raise up, 둘, right. And then from here, without changing anything, this one going kicking. Set, kick, right there. Okay, rib toes down, right. Then set, coming back. Net, same place, and down. We'll show you one more time. 하나, 둘. Okay, set. You hold it here, try to lock, and then coming back, all the way. Yes? Yes. After you practice, you do same side the other side. Okay? After beginner practice this 6 step again and again, then I want you to eliminate as a 4 step now. Eliminate number 1 step, go right away, number 2 as a number 1. Okay? 하나, right. Okay, now number 3 and 4 together, kicking and back. Head, right. Okay, so make sure you reach all the way, lock your knees. And then number 3 is this position now. 4, all the way down. The key is before you're kicking back, your main body, your trunk, does not move. One more time. 하나. Okay. Hold it here. 둘. Right. Nothing move. Is this one coming back right away? Set. After we practice most of the basic motions, we can start with the forms. Particularly Kicho Il Bu and Yi Bu, we can start with right after side kick. So we are going to practice the Kicho Il Bu and Kicho Yi Bu. Kicho Il Bu is the first step, literally means. So Kicho Il Bu is the basic form number 1. Now while we practice the forms, you got to explain that one first before you teach any basic form number 1. I said there are maybe 3 different reasons. 1, because after we practice all the basic motions such as 하단 막기, 중단 공격, 상단 막기, 상단 공격, all these motions, we combine this motion together to increase coordination toward the practical free fighting. That's the first reason. Again, combine the basic motions and then increase their coordination for the free fighting. That's the reason whenever any black belt teach any new form, you should make sure each individual knows particular new motions and then they practice again and again before they combine certain forms. Do not practice any forms only by imitating you certain new motion there. If you think new motion, then you got to repeat that one again and again before you combine. Such as, let's say, somebody who just promote to yellow belt. I require 2 forms right now. 평안 초단 and 팔개 일장. Then a few new motion in 팔개 일장 and 평안 초단. Such as 평안 초단, you have this is a new motion there. Also, this is a new motion there. Then let beginner practice that one again and again and again. And then you combine to 평안 초단. So any form, new form you want to teach, think which one is a new form. And then from there, you should practice that one again and again. After that, you combine. Okay, go back to my reason. First reason, combine new motions, increase coordination among different motions, and then to that free fighting. That's the first one. Second one, by having form, you can practice by yourself without having real opponents. The blocking and punches such as Kicho Il Bu, we are thinking a hypothetical enemy. And then different directions are coming onto you. So you practice against that one. That's the second reason why we do that. Third reason we perform form, emphasizing art. Like a ballet, we create the beauty. And then art side is the third reason why we practice. Again, simply saying, combine motions to increase coordination among different motions. Second, we can practice by myself. Third, we create art by doing form. So without form, we cannot even say we practice martial art. So form is very important. When you get older and older, you become reach 40, 50, 60s. You may not be able to practice that much the combinations of or free fighting, But if somebody who enjoys form, practice form again and again, that give you good exercise at the same time, give you still good coordination for you. So form is a quite important portion of martial art in Taekwondo. Okay. Knowing this background, let's start from Kicho Il Bu. Kicho Il Bu, when you perform, all the time try to break down each form first. Do not go through fast one time. So you can teach probably half of them first. In one motion, 하단 맞기, go 1 and 2 motion in one 하단 맞기. For example, from starting point, 준비. From here, 하나, and then 둘, 하나, and 둘, 하나, 둘, 하나, 둘. All time emphasize slow and quick. Slow, quick. Slow, quick. Slow, quick. Slow. 하나, 둘, 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 하나, 하나, 둘, 하나, 둘, 하나, 둘, 하나, 둘. 준비. 자, now again, when you teach this Kicho Il Bu, teach a few motion first. 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Coming back, let them practice that one again and again. Then turn left, few motions to the until the other side, and then come back, practice again and again that point, and then finish up more, and then again and again. When you do perform any form, what I call usually squeeze, all the time slow and quick. Therefore, you can squeeze your body. That is very important. Okay. Now I will ask Andy perform probably second form. Over here. 차렷. 네, 준비. Okay, Kicho Yi Bu. Okay, that way, same speed what I said. Okay. 하나, 둘, 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 하나, 하나, 둘, 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 하나, 하나, 둘, 하나, 둘, 하나, 둘, 하나, 둘, 준비. Sure. Okay. Most of the time, it looks pretty good. When you do 준비, again, I want you to do this way. Okay? Instead of you coming down from here. At the same time, when you do this eye side here and there, you do it very well. When you do in the middle, I want you to make sure this one put together. And when you do from here, put together and then go together, you go. Then looks okay, except. Okay, why don't you do one more time? Kicho Sam Bu. Okay, 준비. Okay, same way. Okay. 하나, 둘, 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 하나, 하나, 둘, 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 준비. Sure. Thank you. Very good. Very good. Now, after we teach these three basic forms, we got to introduce 수도 중단 맞기, also 뒤돌려차기. Got to be doing by now. It's about good time to introduce 수도 중단 맞기 and 뒤돌려차기. 수도 중단 맞기 is rather difficult. Even when higher belt you go up, 수도 중단 맞기 is very difficult. Now remember 수도 하단 맞기 went from here to down. Now 수도 중단 맞기, the position is here, same this one side, but this side almost right down here, put it this way. Okay? So from here, 하나, again like you did it before, raise up, same thing. 하나, 둘, 셋. Okay, it is the same place. Remember, from here, only switch up. Many times people do either this way, or flat. Many different angle they have. This way is difficult. I want you to look at it. It's not too much this way, not to this one, slightly out, but this one straight. Okay, from here, 1, 2, 3. But if you do fast, again, 1, and okay, this way, turn this one, 둘. Okay, 1, 둘. Okay. Let him practice again and again. 수도 중단 맞기. Now, let's practice also 뒤돌려차기. Now, by the way, I usually teach from here on the rail or on the pole. Let's starting before front kick, we go this way, parallel with this line. But back pivot kick, we go this way. And from here, first let people spin. How to spin? Let me make a side kick position. And then back, down. Okay? From here, 하나. Sometimes coming back, 하나. Then depend on slightly, back. Then switch the other side, same way. From here, 하나. Back, 하나. Then, the next one, have to practice for a while how to spin. You have to just extend the side kick from there. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷. Same way from here. Spin the other way. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷. Just to spin around again and again. So after they practice for a while, that way, even hand recovery. You can from here. I can, after it there, you don't have to worry about balance because you are depending on there. But if you begin to kick in the by yourself, you need some assistance. So from here, after they practice a lot, you can turn first and then raise up and then go. Okay, try. Okay, for that side. This way. Around the skip. Okay, turn or look, turn. Right. Okay, kick. And then sometimes you hold it, try to make sure. Get back, around, down. Right. Okay, free five and stand. Okay, 하나, 둘, 넷. One more time. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷. Okay. Thank you. Now, then we are all ready, almost ready. Everything for yellow belt test, except 3-step and then free fight. Yes, when you teach 3 steps, you can explain how you attack and how to counterattack. Explain first why we need the 3 steps. You got to promise each other, since we do not have any idea how to punch and block each other, therefore we have to practice. If I attack 3 times, then I'm going to block twice, and the third one I'm going to counterattack. So if you explain why we need it, they understand pretty well. So first, how to attack. From 준비. From here, make sure put together and going out in the 하단바퀴 position. Look straight in front, make here at the same time when you block. Okay. Now, do not try to put together with their partner. Make everybody line up with you same way, and then let them follow you. Okay? Andy, come over here. Let's do it together. Then we'll follow. Okay? 준비. Right? Okay. 하나, together, out. Okay, 둘. Okay, 준비. One more time. Okay. 하나, 둘, 준비. Sure. After we practice one for a while, then we go punches. One more time. 하나, 둘, okay, punch 2 steps. 하나, 둘, 하나, 둘, 하나, 둘. 준비. Face level. Sure. Back up. One more time. 준비. 둘. 준비. Sure. So every time we practice that one, then we begin to practice counterattack. Before we combine counterattack, we should be able to, since they know 수도 중단 맞기 by now pretty well, you got to teach how to block backward, forward, backward, forward. How? Explain first from here. Before 수도 중단 맞기 was doing this way. Now this time we start like that. 상단 맞기, 1 and up and 둘. Now difference is now, before I have put it here, now we are putting my hands in here. When we have a 수도 중단 맞기, this is a purely defense orientations. Blocking and then blocking here too. But when I put my hands in here, has a blocking at the same time, has a counter-attack orientation. It's a half and half. I'm blocked, but at the same time I'm ready to attack. Before, it's a purely defensive orientation, both. Block and block. So it has 2 different meanings. So now, instead of doing this one, we put this way. From here, 1, 2. So if you go forward, same reason in here, you don't have to change anything this side. Just to put underneath, and then 2. 1 and 2. After you press it forward, we can go backward. 하나, 둘. 하나, 둘. 하나, 둘. forward. 하나, 둘. 하나, 둘. 하나, 둘. 하나, practice that one, you can begin to teach 3-step how to defend. So from here, I'll start. Okay, starting from the left side. 하나, 둘. 하나, 둘. Next one, from 포글셋, ask them to take a 45-degree kimase. So reason is 45 degree, I'm assuming we have the same height. Therefore, we have the same distance between my opponent and myself. But if it is the a little bit shorter person, I need to close the distance, then I may take about here. If it's a taller person, I need to go back, then I can take it right here. So it's kind of moving this one, I can adjust the distance between my opponent and me. Okay? This one. But assuming we have the same height, so if I take a 45 degree, it will just be the right distance between my opponent and myself. So from 포글셋, changing to kimase. Practice one for a while. Okay? So from here, changing, put your hands in the middle, and then go and punch straight. Now one more time, from here, one, and then put together, hitting, by twisting my arm together, I can generate more power. So got to practice that one a lot of times. 하나, 둘, 셋. Okay, let them practice together. Let me come over here now. Okay, stand this side together. Okay. By my count. 하나. Right, 45 degrees. One, one minute. Put together. 둘. Okay. 셋. Block. Okay. Okay. From here again. Okay. 하나. 둘. Together. Okay. 준비. Sure. Now we go together. From here now. 준비. No, not by yourself. We practice. Let them follow you all the time. Okay. Now, key up together. 하나, 둘, 준비. Sure. One more time. We practice the one again and again. 준비. key up. 하나, 둘, 준비. Sure. So now we know how to attack all the time, and then how to counter-attack all the time. After we know several times, again, make sure a lot of time, and then combine together. Okay, 차려. 그냥. Now, you may ask to raise your hand, then try to, your wrist is to overlap each other, then that will give you just the right distance. But you don't have to ask your students, raise your hands again and again, once you find out what is the appropriate distance supposed to be. After you just find out first time, then you don't have to raise your hand again and again. Okay? 준비. Attack. Okay, thank you. After you practice 삼수식 대련 number 1 again and again and again. Number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 is easy. So I think before you go on to number 2, you got to practice number 1 again and again and again until you're sure, oh, they are doing an excellent job. Then you can introduce number 2, or number 3, number 4. And then why don't you practice now? Number 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? 준비. Number 2, 기압 first. 기압. 하나, 둘, 셋, same way, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, okay, very good. 준비. Okay, sure. Yeah. One more time. 준비. Number 2. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, hold it. Next. Okay. 다섯, raise up in here. Right. Raise up. Okay. 다섯. Stand straight. That's good. Bow it right here, above your face level. Block it. Okay. 준비. Sure. Let's do number 3. Okay. 준비. 하나. 둘. Okay. Hold it down right here. All the way back. 셋. To the face. Okay, kicking to the face. 셋. Hold it. Coming back. Right there. 셋. Go straight. Right. Go straight. A lot of people taking from here side or some side like that. I don't want to take a side. Go straight like he did. Face punch. Okay. 준비. One more time. Number 3. Back up. Okay. 하나, 둘, 셋. All the way through. Right. Face kick. Hold it. Hold it. Do it again. Right. Catch. Right there. Okay. Go straight. 준비. Sure. That's fine. So catch, make sure the catch in here. Go straight. Now, let's do number 4. And then fine. 준비. 하나. 둘. 셋. Okay, back. All the way twist. Right. Straight. One side. Okay. 준비. I'm glad I did get that. Both
Yes,
sides.
sir.
Go straight. Back up your hair again. 준비. 하나. 둘. 셋. Okay. Go. After side kick, come back and then go straight. Up. All the way back, straight. Right. Okay, go. Face punch. 준비. Sure. Yeah, let's do number 5. Okay. Yeah. 하나. 둘. 셋. Okay, that's fine. Do it again. Now you can do, I understand why you're hesitating because you are not sure whether you have to switch or you are going straight back. Actually, you can teach, so either way is fine. Most of the time, to beginner, switch back is easier. But you can straight back, I'll show you from here. Okay. 차례. 그래. Okay, 준비. Your attack. By the count. 하나. Right? Look all the time. Remember, beginners they punch in here. Make sure they punch the face level and right straight. 둘. But what we supposed to go sliding out without twisting. right in here, sliding out. Do it again, one more time. That's the critical one. From here, okay, go. Sliding out. From here, do good side kick. Back, control your body. All the time, hands in here, right here. Then slide. When you slide in, you got to touch, you're rubbing each other. If you go here, it's too far. You got to slide in and then hit it with the elbow. And then some people switching your foot and then going this way, you don't have to. If you have a good secure position, you can hit in and hit right there from there without twisting, without changing your foot. Again, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Going down in here. Okay? And then after you finish, don't turn like that. From here, this one bring up. 준비. Like that. Okay? Let's do one more time. Okay, back up a little bit. Okay. Number 5. 하나. Okay. 둘. Okay. 셋. Okay. Slide it out. 셋. Yes. Completely control. Then shove in all the way. 하나. 둘. Then with the back fist. 셋. Open your hands. Get up to the ground. 준비. Sure. Still we are straight through. Thank you. Set. Finish. Alright. So after we finish that one, by the time you start 3-step sparring, 1 or 2, you begin to have some combinations, such as 앞차기, 옆차기, 돌려차기 combination, or reverse punch, 앞차기, 돌려차기, or 뒤돌려차기 combination. Black belt supposed to know, or basic combination what you're supposed to do. So I'm not going to tell you that what we're supposed to, what kind of pattern you should do. But any kind of combination they learn, any punches and kicks, so they're supposed to know 앞차기, 옆차기, 뒤돌려차기. And then they know all punches. So any kind of that combination they should practice. After they practice that one, by the time you finish 3 steps, then you can begin to free fighting gradually, very controlled free fighting. Don't ever let the people aim their face. Then that's the beginning of their accidents. So I don't want you to put anybody who touched or even aim to the face. If you have protection, that's good. They can let them have protection and then wear it and then aim it right in here. Sometimes you can encourage kicking to the face. Well, again, beginner still try to